Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all over the world. Dobson777a here. I just released a video to members and I talked about silver and buying silver below spot. I scored some silver again today below spot, significantly below spot, by the way. And in that video, I talked about it. I always release videos to the members first. And tomorrow I'll release this video to the subscribers and anybody else that wants to watch it. But I just want you to be aware. I purchased this champagne goblets. You might remember a video I did about a year ago. I can't remember actually when I did it. Might have been, it seems like it's been about a year. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is this was something built in the early 1900s, and it's got an ivory stem on here. And this is a champagne glass or goblet, and made in Germany, all handmade. Even on the bottom, there's a nut for the stem, and that's silver. So this is 925 silver. And I think I picked these up for $37. I did a calculation on these, and these should be about $90 now based on spot. And so this is kind of neat that a year ago I paid $37, and now these things just based on the spot, not the craftsmanship or the the art value or anything else. This is $90 just for melt value. Just so happens this other one I bought today for $70, this has got a $90 melt value. So I picked that up for a significant discount below spot. And I think it's neat. It's got an engraving of an L on there, but I'm going to try to get it changed to a D. But this is amazing to pick up silver for this kind of price. So I just want you to know it's out there. A lot of people, they're trying to make money now for Christmas. And I went into the details how to do the calculations on this kind of stuff and tell you what to do in the video. So but this is, the difference is I've got a wine glass or goblet. I don't know what they call it now. And then I've got a champagne glass. So I've got two different styles now. So I'm creating kind of a unique set, or collection, I should say. I'm hoping over time I can pick up some solid silver, not plated. The secret is not to get the plated stuff, but I'm about ready to go to getting some of the other, gravy and sugar and all this kind of stuff. Hey, DW, FN Based, Greg Steinberg, Albert J, Calvin State. Yeah, it's funny. In the video, I talked about Bitcoin. It's kind of funny. People are all excited about Bitcoin, but guess what? Our miners are outperforming Bitcoin and have been. So it's like, still don't know why people are playing in the Bitcoin world when you can actually hold an actual tangible asset. Bitcoin is not tangible. So don't tell me about it, because I even did videos talking about that. The accountants have deemed it as an intangible asset. It's just considered like like a cash position. But anyways, if you want to actually hold a company which is holds tangible assets, hold the miners, and you're going to get a better performance than Bitcoin. Albert J and Susan Black is here. So anyways, in my video today, I talked about Bitcoin. I showed the performance of Bitcoin against VNNHF and CXBMF, which are two of our micro miners. And that's why we play in that area, because you're holding something that's an actual mining something that's tangible that we can use. Hey, Aeromet TC. Everybody comes out of the woodwork with Bitcoin when it starts to do something, but then all of a sudden, it's usually some whales. I follow it occasionally because I find it interesting, but I'm very happy with where we're at. So what are you guys up to? I didn't forecast that I was doing the live stream, but I guess you guys realized I was going to be here anyways. 9 o'clock. Like I said, members, there's a new video I just posted, and I go into details about the silver that you can pick up pretty inexpensively and actually have something that's useful rather than a coin sitting in a vault or something, you actually have something you can go drink some wine or some champagne. And we're going to need these in another month or so, right? Need the champagne glasses for the New Year's. DW received a notification. That's fantastic. Hey, by the way, all week, I hope you are following the community tab, because I have been giving you some fantastic things that I pulled out. Some of my friends have sent me, and others I've found myself, about this election fiasco. And it shows all of the unusual things that have happened. And there was actually over an hour news conference that was done highlighting a lot of these things. So I hope you guys have looked at that community tab, because I've given you some really interesting information. I'm hoping you guys are getting the notifications for that. So make sure, if you're not a subscriber, be a subscriber. And if you want even better service, be a member. There's 3 different levels of members, but the gold and platinum get more attention. You'll get the information ahead of time with the gold and platinum membership. And subscribers, I do give a lot of free content. You can't argue about that. There's a lot of free content about a lot of these performances of things that I have. Anyways, so far the report that I did today showed that gold is still in the channel, and that we have some seasonal stuff that's coming up. Goes all the way through February, where gold usually takes off tremendously. So anyways, it's going to be interesting as we see, as this election stuff is settled, and we see who really comes together. I am going to change my prediction. I originally said that it looked like these contested states were going to be flipped over, and Trump was going to get his 270. But now I actually believe they're not going to accept the results, and it's going to go through Congress, and each state gets 2 votes. And if it doesn't go that way, it goes to the Supreme Court. But I think it's going to be something that is there's way too much question in this electronic voting. And I think they've captured some evidence, some of the things that I've heard about. And this is going to be really curious how this is going to play out. But I got a feeling, we'll see. But I have a feeling it'll be settled, by the middle of next month. We'll see. They're doing it awful fast. Justin Gabriel is here. Let's see. I think the last report I told you, I've been going to the stores a lot, and I've noticed that we're starting to see shortages of, I don't know what's wrong with people. They're freaking stocking up on all the paper towels and toilet paper again. God, I hope they're stocking up on food, because it seems ridiculous to be stocking up on stuff like that. But Sam's Club was wiped out. I'm noticing fairly thin shelves at my local grocery stores. It seems like if you want paper towels and toilet paper, you can get it at Home Depot still. But I would recommend, instead of paper towels, getting some of these hand towels. Sam's Club had a whole pack of these things like that thick. There's probably like 30 of these just white hand towels. Just use those to wipe things up and wash them. I'm trying to use those as often as possible, because it seems like it's smarter. Parabuilding is in the house. Albert, if you go under my prepping, I show how to make candles out of Crisco. I did 2 experiments. The first one was a little bit of a bust, but the next one came out perfect, because I did some calculations and got the correct wick. So I actually used mason jars with the Crisco, and they burned for almost a week, I think, if I remember correctly. It was fantastic. So I made a bunch of those a while ago, and they actually worked really well. So I show you exactly how to do that. So, I've been doing a lot of baking lately, and I got to do a video because I've been trying to create, oh God, what's it called? It's peach cobbler, but I have to make it gluten free. So I got this gluten free all purpose flour, and I've been trying to make the recipe the way I like it. And I've done 2 full batches right now. And the first batch was okay, but I used canned peaches, and you're supposed to be using fresh peaches. Um, so I did 2 batches of the canned peaches, and it's like the canned peaches are already kind of cooked all to hell, and so it doesn't turn out as well. So this time I got some frozen peaches because they're kind of a seasonal thing, and I think those will actually work better. But after I get the recipe down, I will make a video of it. Um, I even have, I don't think I've done a video yet, but I make my own spaghetti sauce, and I've been using spaghetti squash. So I took some pictures today of the spaghetti squash, step by step, of how you prepare it, and you make essentially noodles out of the squash. It's a really unique vegetable, but you essentially cut it in half, put it in the oven at 425 for like half an hour, and then when you take it out, you just take the fork and kind of score the inside of it, and it makes these long string things that look like spaghetti noodles. And it takes a little bit to get used to, but you don't end up with all the carbs that you get of the normal spaghetti noodles. And the gluten-free noodles are expensive as all get out. So using this now, I get kind of a low carb, and also, almost like a vegetarian type. I mean, short of my my spaghetti sauce has lots of meat in it, plus it has sausage, which makes it really good. Have I ever made soap? No, I have not, but I know somebody nearby that does, and it's quite interesting. The problem with that soap is it doesn't store well, like the stuff um, from the um, store. So I've actually stocked up on the stuff from Sam's Club because it has infinite shelf life. But the soap, when you make it, it actually has to be kept in a very controlled conditions. So you're better off to make only what you need for 6 months or so, and then make some more, versus just buying some from the store. And it's pretty expensive to make your own soap too. Albert J, it actually held your message for review. It doesn't like some of this terminology, so it's just kind of funny. This is probably going to be. I've noticed my live streams have been limited monetization because we talk about the election and stuff. They don't want anybody talking about it. They just want to keep saying that the AP has called the election for Mr. Biden. Yes, I have a winter garden going, and I owe you guys some videos because I'm late in even planting my garlic. I bought the garlic the other day. I even talked about it the other day. I just haven't got out in the garden, but I have some lettuces going, 3 different types of lettuces. I've got collards. I've got I can't remember what all I planted, but it's actually doing fantastic. And this time of year, it doesn't get stressed at all. And I don't even do anything with it. In fact, it's probably time to fertilize it again. So I need to get some pictures of it. Do want to remind you, have you been getting your discount protein? I talked about that in my other video. Think about the fact that I was at Kroger the other day, and if you spend, I can't remember, 25 bucks or something, instead of getting a turkey for $1.59 a pound, they have it for 47 cents or something. Let's say 50 cents. So 1/3 the price. So I got a turkey about a week ago, and I just cooked another one today. It's hard to beat 50 cents a pound, and these are 16, 18-pound turkeys, maybe up to 20 pounds. And so it's a perfect size. I'm probably going to make can up some turkey stew out of the second one I did. But man, I tell you, I could eat turkey every day. I love turkey sandwiches. Put a little mayo on there In fact, I use the George Foreman grill and do pressed turkey sandwiches with some Swiss cheese. Hopefully you like that. Oh man, turkey sandwich, you can't beat it. Mayo and pickles, yep. So what have you guys been doing? Anything exciting? Yeah, we have still going through the divorce. Attorney's telling me this should be over by the end of the year, and then I'll be able to talk about a lot more stuff, and I'll kind of lay it all flat how it worked. But I'm going to be able to help anybody that's going through this because I learned a lot. I mean, heck, I knew a lot of people went through divorce, but we never talked about, the do's and don'ts and everything else. So there's a lot of stuff you got to know about this. First off, don't go cheap with an attorney. Get the right attorney. Yeah, get these doggone turkeys while they're on sale. The one I got was just one of the Kroger brand ones. I mean, that thing came out perfect today. Oh my God, that was amazing how well that came out. Just take your time. Don't want to overcook it. Get one of those thermometers, put it in the joint, and have it. I don't know. I like to have it go off like 10 degrees before it's due, so that it's going to be there. Yeah, Thanksgiving plans. We're going to stay in town. I got friends coming over, some of my contractors and stuff. We're going to have a good time. So that's another reason for doing a couple turkeys the weeks before to get your recipe down, because it's like we don't cook them all the time. I've got actually an air fryer. It's uses propane, so it's an infrared, no oil, and it's for smaller turkeys, like 10-pound turkeys or something. So I do a lot of chickens or that, and I also do chicken wings. It really works dang well. It's funny. It actually blocked your message about the turkey today. It's like, good grief. Yeah, I can't wait to get my peach cobbler recipe together. Chung Choi. I tell you, it's probably weird having people coming on here and hear me talking about cooking and everything, but I love cooking. I absolutely love cooking. I got a new recipe for asparagus too. Somebody sent me this recipe where you lay asparagus on like a cookie sheet, and then you sprinkle it with I forget what's that cheese, Romano or whatever that you put on spaghetti, and you stick that in the oven for, I'm gonna have to write it down, but I'm gonna tell you right now, it's probably like 400 degrees for 15 minutes or something. And I got that pencil size asparagus from Sam's Club the other day, a big old stack like that, big bundle. And so I actually had to use 2 cookie sheets, and that stuff comes out amazing. I don't know how many people like asparagus, but I even did some yellow squash using the same recipe, and it just comes out super good. Parmesan, yeah. The stuff I get is like a mixture of Parmesan and Romano, I think. Yeah, I tell you, cooking is something that everybody should really know how to do, because I'm going to tell you right now, it is super expensive to eat out. And I look at how much I can cook at home, and we can eat on it for like a week for like nothing. Especially if you get these 50-cent turkeys. Holy crap, that's a lot of meat. 50 cents a pound turkeys. So what was that? $7 for a 16 or 18-pound turkey. I forget what that was. And it was, oh my God, that's a lot of meat on that thing. I'll be eating on that again all week, making all kinds of recipes. I make this one omelet. It's probably more like a quiche, but I put a little bit of hash browns. We have these freeze-dried hash browns, so I put them in the bottom of a pan, and I put some water in, let it soak, and then I drain the water off. take 7 eggs, and then I take some mushrooms, and I take some kind of meat of some kind. Like in this case, I had turkey, and then I put I forget what the white cheese is called, shredded mozzarella. I put some cheese in there, mix it up, beat up the eggs, put the cheese in, pour it over the hash browns, and then I put some cheese on top of that. And I usually add some seasoning of some kind to give it a little bit of spicing, and cook that for like 30 minutes at 400 or something. And you end up, it's like a 9 by 12 pan, and you cut out squares, and you can eat on that for several days for breakfast. It's a really nice ready-made, throw it in the microwave, good to go. Yeah, I know a lot of states are locking down again, a bunch of crazy mayors. You got to get out of those states, people. Get out of those states. Those are crazy states. You wouldn't think anything was going on where I live. Everything's wide open. We're still doing everything we normally do. I love it here. "10 p.m. curfew." Shoot, I'm usually in bed by then anyway, so that doesn't bother me. Have I ever cooked squirrel? No. Have I cleaned some squirrels? Yes. After I clean them, I go, what the heck good is this? There's nothing on the things. And I basically threw it away. It was too much work for nothing, unless you made like a stew, trying to give it some kind of flavor. It didn't seem like there was enough in there to even worry about. You got to remember, when I do these damn chickens, they're like $10 or 10-pound chickens, maybe 7.5 pounds after processing. And then when I was doing my rabbits, they were like 3.5 pounds. I mean, a squirrel is what? Shoot, probably half a pound when you're done cleaning a squirrel. There's like nothing there. I'd have to clean probably 20 squirrels to even get a meal. It'd be like eating rats. Well, I mean, that's what they are, is tree rats. So, I mean, if you get hungry, don't get me wrong. I'll eat a dang squirrel, but it's like, eat a 20-pound turkey or my 10-pound chickens or 5-pound rabbits. That's where I'm going to go. So those chickens, I've done videos on them. They're Cornish rocks, and you have to do like 20% protein, and then you can only feed them. You can't feed them continuously. You feed them continuously for like only the first couple of weeks, and then you have to restrict the feed, because they will grow so fast their legs will break and they'll fall over and have heart attacks. So right now, it takes 8 weeks to get to 10 pounds chickens, primarily the roosters. They grow faster than the hens. But by that time, they're getting almost too big for the bags that I use, the shrink bags. So you don't wait any longer than that, because they're not designed to live any longer. But man, I'm telling you, there's no steroids. It's just the breed, the chickens. It's two different types of chickens that are bred together to create this Cornish rock. They call them, or Cornish cross. There's a couple different ones, and they're really actually fantastic tasting birds. No injections, I mean, they're basically organic, everything that I, grew here, very healthy. Now, I'll tell you, I want you to think about going gluten-free, because it took me many years to get my blood all squared away. And it was primarily, I'm going to give full credit to gluten-free, but also eating a lot more vegetables. And especially after I started growing all my stuff, I got rid of all of the stuff that's injected and pesticides and everything else. And my doctor actually was asking me what the heck I had done, because my triglycerides had gone from like 190 to 140. And they were like, this is amazing, And I was like, well, I'm telling you right now, it's just I'm eating amazingly better. So, hey, Aaron Collins. So I want you to know that some of the things that I'm telling you, there's a reason why I'm doing it, because even though I was never sick from the way my blood work was set up, the stuff catches up to you eventually. And all my stuff is coming into the green where I'll have to show that chart sometime that I want you to. I want you to know how you work your issues, because I've had to work through a number of issues where I had the celiac, I had a gallbladder, I ended up with a sarcoidosis, and now my blood work is all getting cleaned up. Amazing. So it's yeah, I actually have not been going to the gym as often as I like. I got to get back in there because I want to actually get my muscle mass up from, as you get older, and I need to be stretching and everything else. So that's what I want to get going. But I just want you to know it's your health is your responsibility. And the doctors, they always want to give you pills. Fix it yourself. It's the way I look at it. You're in charge of yourself. Yeah, blue pills, purple pills, whatever. They like to give you all kinds of stuff. I had this one doctor when I was really young. I called him, Dr. Hollywood. He was always trying to give you pills. I was like, no, I don't need pills. Tell me what fixes this stuff. We got our Christmas tree up. I got put up the Christmas lights outside. Going to start putting some things on the railings. Trying to get going to actually have Christmas this year. My wife I think she had just been depressed because we didn't do anything Christmas last year, and I said, screw it this year. I'm going to decorate. So I've been hanging curtains up in the rooms because, again, we were here almost 4 years and she never put any curtains up. I never understood that. I always thought that was what women like to do. So I went and bought, the bed in a bag stuff, and I've been getting everything to where it actually looks like an actual finished house instead of, it was almost embarrassing how undecorated this place was. So I'm trying to get it there. It'll take a little more time, but I think it looks pretty doggone good now. I'll have to give you a tour when I'm done. It's kind of neat. Yeah, actually, I need to go hit the button on it. I don't know why it's not on. Here, hold on. Ooh, ah. And look, I got a remote to control my tree too. So it's got like different colors. There you go. Look at that. Got blue. I'm surprised it works over here, shooting through the wall. It's got all kinds of functions. I like that. I kind of went with silver decorations, and it looks kind of, I forgot to run a cord to the star at the top. The star lights up too, but I got to get an extension cord to run up there. I wasn't sure that was going to show up in the screen here. Let me turn it around like that. Ooh, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Of course, now you see my dirty table there. I need to get my table cleaned off. Yeah, I mean, do you know that there's, I actually heard from some friends, he's like, you're not supposed to put your Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving. That's bad luck or something. So I was like, I never heard of that. But anyways, you go like Google that and you'll find there's a whole bunch of people that's like, no, there's only 12 days of Christmas. That's when you're supposed to do this. And then there's other people that say, no, you're only supposed to put your tree up on Christmas Eve. And anyways, it's like there's people all over the place, but there's nothing biblical about the trees when you decorate or anything. There's no rhyme or reason. If you feel like doing it, do it. So it's kind of funny. So I got to work on the outside lights now. I usually use Thanksgiving weekend to start decorating. That's what we used to do. So I'm a week ahead right now, but it's a lot harder when you're by yourself doing this stuff. So I'm trying to get in the spirit. The kilo of silver doorstop. Hey, silver liner. So check it out. I don't remember if you're a member or not, but I just posted a video and I talked about getting silver below spot. 925 sterling silver. This goblet should be roughly $90 for melt value, and I picked it up for $70. And a year ago, it's just funny. It's almost to the day, I think, if I go back and look, I picked up some champagne goblets for $37. Of course, now these are worth $90. They're the same weight. So I think this is kind of interesting. Hey, Patriot Man is in the house. Yeah, I'm actually kind of skirting the edges, trying to pick up a few things here and there. I think it's kind of neat to get something rather than just, like coins. They sit around, don't really do anything. This is actually just functional, right? This is kind of, and I mean, I think they're beautiful art too. Some of these are all handmade. Had to use the corkscrew. I'll tell you, I've gotten some of these corkscrews where I'm at somebody's house and there's like, hey, do you mind open this up? And I'm like, I'm not really a drinker, so it's not like I've done that. They have all these contraptions now for opening bottles, and I like, where's the manual for this thing? Mr. Action One is in the house. I like to have a glass of wine every once in a while for dinner. Yeah, every once in a while, the video, I'll probably release the video I released to members that I released, an hour ago or so. I'm going to release that to everybody tomorrow. If you can do the calculations, like I'll show you in that video how to do it, you might be able to pick up some stuff below spot. And this was significantly below spot because people are just trying to make money right now for Christmas or for bills or whatever else. And so every once in a while I stumble on these things, and I'm happy just to get it at spot, to tell you the truth. But occasionally you can get it below spot. Like I said, $70 when it's worth $90 melt. Now this one has like an engraved L on there. I don't know if that's showing up. It looks like an F, but that's actually a fancy L. I'm going to see if I can get it re-engraved to make it look like a D. I think I can have the guy make it a kind of like an accentuated D, and that'll be like my last name, and that'll be kind of cool to have my goblets with my last name engraved on there. Oh, you got the Sigma Metallics Precious Metal Verifier. That's pretty cool. I think those are neat. Silver's, 925, 92.5%. What did I say? If you go through my video, I talk about all this, and I talk about how to do the calculation from, you take the weight of this, you set it on the scale. And if you have a scale like I have, it's already in troy ounces, but you can do a conversion from pounds to troy ounces or ounces to troy ounces. You have to know that conversion. I have a little application on my phone that'll do that. And then you have to multiply the actual troy ounces times 0.925, and that tells you the actual pure silver troy ounces that are here. Just so happens this is 3.7 troy ounces. And then you multiply it times spot, which is roughly $24 right now. And that means these would be like $89. But I think it's 24.13, so basically $90. And I bought this today for $70. So if you pay attention, you can do well. That's really cool to pick up some forks and spoons. You have to you have to try to figure out, what the weight is on them, and then you can determine if it's valuable or not. There's so much stuff out there that's plated, though. You want to make sure it doesn't say, plated silver. You've been buying silver coppins. I don't know what a coppins is. Justin, you'll have to tell me what that is. Just wanting to ask your opinion, would it be good to invest in silver or gold? Because I think they'll become used for bartering during the grand solar minimum. I'll tell you, grand solar minimum is something that's going to be a survival event, and I'm not sure how much that's going to be used for bartering. I would rather you get kind of get into more self-sustaining mode where, if you need something, you can trade some eggs that you have chickens already for, or you can trade some rabbits, or maybe the pelts for something. I mean, all these things, I don't know that money is going to be that valuable, but bartering is going to be more valuable with actual things that are useful. Oh, coins. You've been buying silver coins. 600 ounces is a good amount. It's late at night. It's hard for me to interpret stuff, so I apologize. I probably should have picked up what you were trying to say, but he's in Ireland. It could have been some Irish thing. A coppin is an Irish thing, So I don't try to assume anything. Yeah, I think when I bought these, silver was like $15 an ounce. Because it amazed me when I paid $37 for these, that these now would be worth $90 melt, not counting these were made in Germany, handcrafted, and they got ivory on them and everything else. Yeah, I still have conversations with people about um, precious metals. They are not, people don't understand precious metals. They don't understand it. They think that monopoly money, and I try to explain to them that stuff the government gives us is monopoly money. I probably need to do a video. I accidentally deleted one of my videos, and it was one of my first videos where I just done it on the phone, and I lost it. I don't know if it's still up in my computer somewhere where I can upload it or something, but anyways, I deleted that video, and it had probably 50-60,000 views on it. And I was trying to clean up my directory because I had 800 900 videos, and it was just like daily reports that really don't have any value after a week or two. So I was deleting stuff and got careless, but that one video really talked about fiat and all these different forms of precious metals that you can have. And I look at this as like you're moving into like a collectible level type thing, but this is junk silver. It's a similar equivalent to if you had some of the pre 1960 coins. 1964, I think, is 90% silver. So I highly recommend for the bulk of your stack to get we call it the sovereign coins first. So you get your American silver eagles, American gold eagles, American buffalo coins, those kind of things first, and then you can move into bars and rounds and other things and jewelry and stuff like that. So the most recognizable stuff is obviously the stuff from the mints. Your sovereign mints are going to be the most recognizable stuff. So if you are in a hurry and you want the highest you're going to pay a premium to buy it, but you also get a premium when you sell it back because everybody wants that stuff first. So Patriot Man has asked me, do I see silver at $100 in 10 years? And I will tell you that all I can suggest is if we are going through a reset, which I believe we are, and if you look at my gold pitchfork chart, we are on a very predictable path, which means this is being managed. Last time from 1970 to 1980, gold and silver went up roughly 15 times in value. So if you start at, say 13, 14 bucks on silver, I forget what it was, we'll say at the most recent low, and you go up, 15, even 10 times, that's gonna be $140, right? So that would be what silver would be worth. And if gold was 1,200, then it's going to be 12,000, right, for just 10 times. But if we go up 15 times, it's going to be that much more. So that gives you an idea. Now, the miners, and I've talked about this before, miners are inherently leveraged to the spot price. So you could see miners going up 40 to 60 times instead of the 10 to 15 times. So I want you to realize that, this could go on, and we've already been going on doing this for almost 2 years now. So there may be 8 years left. It could happen faster, might take longer. We don't know. All I'm trying to do is tell you what happened from 1970 to 1980 during the last reset when we went off the international gold standard. Well, you guys are talking or sending me a lot of stuff here. How months will Biden be president? I have no idea. Silverliner cussed out by the boss, but start stacking 8 years ago. Okay. 45K in the miners. Where do you see this going in 5 years? All I can tell you is that miners will go up about if gold goes up, say 10 times, you're going to have miners go up 40 to 60 times. I believe we're moving to a cashless environment, and that whatever is the money will not be backed by gold and silver. Everything that I see is going the opposite way. I see that we're going to some kind of, you have to go to something back because they can't control themselves, and they realize that. So we're going to be moving into some kind of backed money. It's the only way they can do it. Yeah, I went to a gun show the other day, and everything was 3 times the normal price for ammo. I'm not convinced we're going to see markets actually crash. I think what we're going to see is markets are continue to go up, but just like I did the video today, the metals and miners are going to go up faster. So we're not going to necessarily see a crash. They're going to manage it to make everybody think that they're doing fine, even though they're being left behind. And that's what happened 1970 to 1980. So don't think that we're going to have a crash. If you're trying to buy ammo now, you're too late. You should have bought it 6-7 years ago. Yeah, I'm not going to be chased out of my miners this time. Last time, remember, we sold half of our positions. Not going to happen. You're going to end up selling your miners, and people are going to jump on those cheap things and pick them up and sell. I'll tell you, it seems like all the homes in our area are holding up because we're not in the big cities. The big city housing prices are not doing well at all. And remember, we haven't had the short sales and foreclosures because the COVID hasn't allowed that to happen yet. But that's eventually going to happen. And that's going to start causing housing prices to go down, especially in these large cities. So far, it looks like things have worked out real well for where I purchased, being in the outskirts. Red state houses are jumping. Well, I would say outside the big cities, yes, in the burbs. Well, we've been on here 45 minutes already. Take a drink. I should have filled up my champagne glass. I need to pull up this spreadsheet I did years ago where I was tracking during the Obama admin the price of ammo, and I should go plot the price of gold and silver at that time because I was showing my friends. I said, even though everybody thought we were going through a reset at that time, I said the ammo prices were going through the roof, and the same thing's happening again. So I could potentially plot that and show similar situation going on here. Lead might be more precious than gold and silver, but it's a similar thing. There's a lot of manufacturing costs for the brass, the primers, the powder, putting it all together. Anyways, we got 35 people and 13 likes. Man, I've imparted a bunch of information in this video, more than normal. I've actually been quite animated. That's all the thumbs up I get for my work here. You guys, I think you can do better than that, don't you? Yeah, look at that. There we go. 17. Jumped up 4, just to a little begging there. 18. There we go. It's probably going to be demonetized anyways. And by the way, that's another reason why I thank all of the members, because otherwise, especially these things where we talk openly about all kinds of stuff, I'll never get monetized on these videos. So I sit here for an hour, and at least if the members are contributing, I mean, I get a couple $100 a month, which helps pay some of the bills. I really appreciate it. So I want you to know that it's not unappreciated. In fact, I'm overdue doing a members only video, and somebody recommended I should do a Zoom for members. So I'm thinking about getting that set up because I think it'll be worthwhile. The new year, I'm gonna tell you right now, I got to get through this year still. Some of the stuff I've been going through this year has been tough, but I'm hoping by the end of the year this will be behind me, and then I can actually focus on, giving you the type of content that I have in the past. Like I said, I'm about ready to sit down and waiting for a couple rainy days, and I'm going to do my analysis of several of these newsletters, and we're going to do a rebalancing. So this is the perfect time to get in as a member, because you're going to get in as we reallocate and set up the portfolios for the beginning of the year. And like last year, what happened when we started our portfolios, we were at, I think, $25,000 or something. And I think these things are up almost double since we started. And so I'll be resetting the portfolios at the beginning of the year, whatever we finished last year, but it'd be zeroed out. So you'll see the relative performance of each one of these, except for my portfolio, which is a live portfolio. And you'll be able to see how I'm performing versus everybody else. And what I've done is I've taken, John Duty's portfolio, but I've also added some of these improved portfolio things that my research has found. Remember, I did a bunch of research on the what was it called? We had some micro miners, but also some royalty companies. And after I did my research, I go, man, we got to buy some of these micro royalty companies because they look like they are on sale. And I'm telling you, folks, we killed it on some of those things. Now, not every one of them was a home run, but we didn't lose any money on some of them. But man, some of these, we just blew it through the roof. CXBMF is one of them. Unbelievable performance. So, when we go off and look at some of these things, and I spend the time, it looks like, of course, the timing was good too, that I got it in before everything ran up like crazy. But it looks like I've got a pretty good approach here. So I want you to, if you haven't gotten in yet, this is a good time because we're still real early in all this. Who knows what's going to happen with the election? It looks like the media is still trying to tell us who's our president when they're not the ones who select them. So we'll see how this is going to work out. I'm hoping that this thing kind of shakes out through the legal system. We'll see. I don't know. But anyways, I got to start wrapping it up here. We're at 50 minutes. It's getting almost my bedtime, folks. Yeah, Justin's been in there since March last year, right? So Justin's been in there for a while, and he picked up on some of these things are unbelievable. He picked them up on really good dips. Me, I kind of throw everything in at the beginning of the year and I just let it ride. But if you are a patient man and say you buy half a position, some of these, in fact, there's one position, I think it's a silver or gold miner that Duty had recommended. And it ran up so fast, I only bought a small percentage. And I said I was going to wait to get the rest of them. Well, guess what? It's coming back down again. I may do a video just on that one to show you again. Be patient, because some of these will come back to you and you can pick them up for a song. Do not overpay. And you'll be shocked at the performance you get some of these. So anyways, glad somebody mentioned the Christmas tree, so we got to at least see that lit up. And I think I've had a good time with you guys tonight. We had a really lively discussions here, and look for the video in the morning if you're not a member. But members, like I said, I dropped a video in there before this live stream, so there's one out there for you to watch, and it goes into some more detail about these I don't know what you call them, chalices, goblets, whatever. I got to do some research, but this is the champagne, and I think this is more of the wine one. But man, I mean, look at the shininess of that. I mean, that's totally different than when you buy these coins or rounds. You actually have something that's practical usage, and I think that's just really neat. So anyways, I hope everybody's treating you well. I hope you're doing well. Do the best you can. God bless.